Are you seeing an increase of females in practice? Are you a female that wants to get into architecture? Have you ever wondered how the colour pink is breaking barriers in architecture? Then this video is for you. So grab a drink and let's talk about how women are really changing the game. I went to see the Barbie movie not too long ago, and there were so many design references that kept sparking my eye that I had to come and do a video about it. Barbie, 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 let's talk about her. I'm going to talk about the pink revolution, how it's embracing creativity and empowerment well beyond the gender spectrum. So what is the pink revolution? The pink revolution in architecture began to take shape in the late decades of the 20th century, gaining momentum in the 1980s and beyond. You might not have heard of it, but now with Barbiecore and the Barbie film,
how you can achieve Barbiecore. First off, we obviously have to mention hot pink. It wouldn't be Barbie without it.
And so many female-centered design practices and media outlets becoming a thing, female-focused design is becoming more popular. The movement challenged the notion that pink and playful aesthetics were incompatible with the serious, ambitious nature of architectural design. It's clear that the Barbie dream houses have gone through an evolution.
Come a long way from the cardboard. It's plastic and fantastic.
Right. Of postmodern to Art Deco, to even like farmhouse core vibes. This is reflected in real society. With the transition of so many different styles of Barbie house, the colour pink has had a rich and fascinating history in shaping perceptions of femininity and gender roles. In the early 2000s, around the 1920s, marketing of children's toys began to reflect gender distinctions. It's all known that pink was for girls and blue was for boys. This was seen in the cars, doctors' outfits, females' clothes. You know, it was almost seen as a bit of a taboo if your baby boy was wearing pink. During this time though, that's where Barbie came in and made her debut in 1959, adorned in various stylish outfits, including some featuring the colour pink, as we all know her for. As her popularity increased, so did our association of pink and females. They really do play on this in the film.
Whoever said orange was the new pink was seriously disturbed.
I think that's why a lot of us have a bit of a frustration towards Barbie and the notion that she plays in representing femininity, because she kind of pushed the idea that if you were a woman, you should wear pink, or you should like pink, or you should dress with pink clothing, because that was what her brand was built on. I know that when I was in school, I didn't want to be seen as a girly girl that was super obsessed with pink, probably because I was so used to seeing billboards, magazines, and everything female being associated with that colour, because, you know, I wanted to be different. And unfortunately, this association just pushed the gender boundaries that already existed at the time. If you were to make people aware that you loved the colour pink and the things associated with pink that tend to be quite girly, you were treated as unserious. You weren't given the same respect or gravitas, or people just thought you were dumb, like a dumb blob.
Actually, I wasn't aware that we had an assignment.
Because historically, architecture has been pushed as a male field. Traits of assertiveness, rationality, being super objective, having no emotion was the go-to for most male jobs at that time. These are masculine qualities, and as a female, you kind of had to adopt these qualities to be seen as an equal. So this idealized image of an architect therefore made it less inclusive for women, because if women were being pushed to like Barbie and like girly things, that was in complete opposite with what the working world was about. So that created a divide and created an environment where women probably felt that they couldn't be in those spaces.
On glue, or did we not get into the same law school, Warner?
Well, yeah, but
what?
We've been made to think that we like Barbie, we like female things, we like cleaning, we like cooking. Being in the opposite environment of a construction industry is just so far away from what we think is normal. There is a clear incompatibility with the very strict traditional views of architecture and the female stereotypes of Barbie and the colour pink. But I think this is where Barbie began to challenge this a little bit. When we think of an architect, why do we automatically think of a strong, bold, slightly overconfident man. Nevertheless, the pink revolution in architecture is working to completely bash down these preconceived ideas of how a man and how a woman are meant to think when it comes to being a good designer and being a good architect. Influenced by Barbie's diverse and empowering character, this movement encourages architects to break free from black and white, straight line, monochromatic tradition. There is a movement coming up that embraces creative individuality and creates spaces that do go against the norms to redefine architectural expression. Groups such as POC architecture and so many others are working to bring women together to do initiatives, workshops and talks on how to really engage and strengthen the females within the industry. As we celebrate the impact of the pink revolution, it becomes clear that embracing diversity is super important. Designing spaces isn't just for one person to do, it takes hundreds and teams of people to do it. In reference to Barbie, Mattel is a corporation in America that produces all the Barbie dolls and all the sort of media and product Barbie related. And they did a workshop with loads of young girls to really see how young females, I think they were like 5 to 10 years old, took to the idea of becoming an architect. And a lot of them embraced the Barbie architect supernaturally. It was actually a really cute doll. By just seeing Barbie with some architecture drawings, I think she had a hard hat on, or a couple components that related to the field of architecture, it made it seem supernatural, effortless, and completely normal to go into that field. And that shows the power that Barbie had. Barbie made architecture feel accessible and natural to young girls, effectively breaking down the gender bias that a lot of people have from a young age. But I can't do that because I'm a woman. These workshops help to ignite the imaginations of so many young girls and make them think that they could also get into the creative profession themselves, which traditionally a lot of women choose to step back from.
Be a scientist.
I've learned that it doesn't matter if you're a female because females can accomplish anything. And
however, the thing with the workshops is that it is just a workshop. You do it for an hour or 2 hours, and then maybe once you start to actually research the profession, maybe do some work experience, you begin to realize that it's not as easy and as fun as the Barbie doll makes it seem. Sustaining this empowering mindset goes far beyond playing with Barbies at playtime or when you're designing models in a studio. It needs to stick with you as you begin your career, and that is the true challenge, as it's important for women to forge their own path. That is what being a creative is. It's about creating things that are different and are individual and speak to your own personal experiences. If women are feeling confident to take that step, that's how we move the architecture industry forward. Architect Denise Scott Brown had a really nice quote to summarize this. She said, "Women are no longer regarded as passive recipients of design spaces, but as powerful shapers of the environment." The World War, and once women really started to gain their place in society, they decided, we have an opinion of these spaces, we have to exist in these spaces, so why do we not get a say in how we want to shape it? And I think that's where architecture really took off, and we see the amazing work of Zaha and other amazing female architects.